Hang on, what's that? I've got 5 durability, so...
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. For some reason, it wouldn't do a capture that monitor, and then if I do desktop capture, my streaming software insists upon renaming the it to desktop and not the game that I'm actually playing. So anyway, we're inside my base here, inside of Hurtworld, and I've got the basic stuff. I've got like a fire pit, and I've got an ownership pole, and inside here I've got some materials where I've been, and I've got my clothing in my backpack and everything. But you'll notice the things that I don't really have any advanced stuff. And so what I want to do is I want to get some food, and I want to go exploring. So let me get some orange seeds. We'll do a little bit of planting. And I've got my bow and arrows. Let's hunt some food here, and let's get stocked up, and then we're going to go exploring. And I want to hit out of the area where I've been roaming for the past couple of days. This is just extra space here inside my fort. I had to still kind of learning how to build roofs, so there were places where I put these support trusses in, and you see gaps, but I don't think anybody can do that. But anyway, I want to stock up, and then we'll go exploring outside of this area. And so I've got a log that spawns right here on my ramp, and we'll chop that up. And now let's look for animals. The other thing is I like planting my oranges inside of these trees. So let's do this. Let's drag our oranges down here to the toolbar, and let's say, okay, let's plant some of these oranges. Orange, plant orange. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong key. That would be a good reason why I wasn't planting. And we'll plant some of these down. let's take these. There's a rabbit right there, so we go to our arrow, and we're gonna shoot that little rabbit-like creature, which is great. People got to eat in Hurtworld, or you starve to death. And we just did. Maybe I'll plant some oranges up here too, just in case somebody finds that other stash. There we go. Animal over there. This is a long distance shot, so we'll add more for arrows. Yeah, look at that. And let's grab up the tendons and the other stuff. There needs some wood. There's an animal over there. Nice. If they see you, they start to run away. It's not good. We're going to need some wood for our campfires. Got some flint and stone. Pretty much all the stuff that's within easy walking distance of my base, I've collected. And so there's some things I can't build or craft, rather, and I won't be able to until I get those elements. Well, those elements aren't found in my biome, and there's nobody coming through that I can trade with. And right now, the times that I'm on this particular server, it's a low population. Then the solution is for me to head out to the other biomes to get it. Well, I'm a little bit concerned because the initial biome you spawn in is not as demanding in terms of survival. So I've gotten some tools, I've gotten some clothes, but there are creatures that I don't think I think it'd be really challenging if I was to run across a creature and maybe be starving or cold or hurt from a previous encounter. So oh, there's an orange up on that hill. So, but I'd like to progress in the game, so I think I'm going to gear up especially for a trip, calculate my risks, and go from there. Okay, so you notice I picked up an orange, and I got orange seeds when I did it. So that gives us two things. One is I've got seeds, which we were planting, but I've got this orange. So let's go ahead and eat this orange to stave off hunger. Delicious. That's good. Absolutely. And I think I'm gonna come back home and cook these sticks. See, there's those oranges that I planted. There's a little animal. So depending upon the color of the box, they have different things inside them. This one had coal and stone, for instance, and it was red with black specks. This one looked sort of green with gray specks, and that was flint and stone. This kind of red with gray is going to be iron ore and stone. That brown one up there, that's like clay and limestone. So depending upon what you want to craft in the game, the different things become more important. This game has day-night cycles. It gets cooler in the evening. But when you first start out in the game, being naked makes you susceptible to possibly freezing at night. When you go to the other biomes, it becomes an issue too. You need to have a campfire. with you. So let's go inside, cook some of the items that we've made here. Well, not really cooked, made, but we've hunted. Okay, so there's our fire pit. We need to burn wood for cooking steaks in our fire pit. If we were making smelting coal, we could put charcoal in there. But I've got a blast furnace for making for smelting iron now as well, so that's not much of an issue. But what we'll do is we'll do some steak cooking here. The raw steaks will eventually go bad. The cooked steaks will eventually go bad, so there's a limited shelf life to your food. Oranges will eventually go moldy. But this is Hurtworld. Coffee in the morning, I love it. Okay, we can put our fire out, drag a steak down there to our toolbar. Yum yum. Let's open up our locker here and let's get out the coal. And I don't think there's any more. There's no more iron ore in that locker. This locker shouldn't be in here. No. And let's go to our blast furnace and let's put this tin iron ore as well as the coal that we need. Let's go ahead and cook that up real quick too. While that's cooking, I'll eat a steak.
Oh yeah, that was good.
And what was it I need for going on my cross-country expedition? I'm going to need a fire pit. So I'm going to drag that out of inventory. I've got a fire pit. I'm going to need wood. Did I leave the wood in the fire? Yes, I left the wood in the fire. So I got a fire pit, wood. We'll hunt while we're there. We got some arrows. I don't need orange seeds. I don't need leather or the tree bark or bones or this flint or this or the clay or the stones. I just got coal. I've got my food. I've got my fire pit. I've got wood. Put the amber over here. I've got spear, arrows, axe for chopping wood, pick for mining, my construction hammer, and my marker to get home. Okay. I think I'm geared appropriately. And you see here, my, oh, I don't need coal in my inventory. I definitely don't need that. Here you can see that ore turned into 10 of the iron. So let's do that. Let's move that back over here. And we'll put the, actually we'll stack it here like that. Okay. Fire pit, wood, food, arrows. Do I want to take my construction hammer and risk losing it? No. I'm not going to take my construction hammer. All right. Let me drag these steaks down here to the easy to eat bar. Let's make sure there's nothing else in our inventory. Okay. So let's go off on our trek to get into the different biomes to find stuff that we don't have. I definitely need more coffee. Definitely need to drink another little bit of coffee. Okay. Let's go. These orangus. How many things I've got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I've got 14 slots. Okay, let's look now. Okay, I don't think I'm going to go starving anytime soon. So, let's go. Let's go exploring. You see this, the area that I'm in is like these rocks, grassy field, primarily these little rabbit looking things and occasionally the aggressive little deers or goats. With trees. Iron ore deposits. Again, the idea is that in different areas of the map, there's both different resources, different wildlife, different minerals, but there's also different weather conditions. Okay, so you can see if we look out across over there, that's the terrain that where I live is in that type of terrain. And as we come across here, we see the trees start to decrease, and there's more sand than there is rocks. So that's the second type of terrain. since there's not a lot of trees out there, and since I may have to burn fires to stay warm, I'm going to chop some wood. So I'll have wood to burn. Steak here.
Oh yeah, that was good.
You kind of have to, you go too long and you'll starve to death, but if you don't eat your food soon enough, the food will go bad. Okay, so I didn't see him till I got right up on him, and as a result I got a little bit hurt. However, that's a boar. The boars live out in this area, and they flat out will stab you. They will. They will attack and they will stab. See how these steaks are going bad? They're turning from red to green because and my vision went black and white because I eat those raw steaks, and those raw steaks weakened me. So I'm going to stay right here until my health regains. In fact, I can go chop some wood or something. That'd be a shame to die before I even got out of my home. Now, one of the things I have is this tracker, which I built and I crafted. So if we scroll and look around, eventually we'll see a highlight that says we're 1,010 meters away from peace and love. Peace and love is the name of my boundary post on my area. So we're only like a kilometer away from home. The arrow doesn't twist on the tracker. You have to look for the white indication of the display. Put the leather up here and put the stove down there. Put the stove there. Put some wood in the stove. Put this raw steak in the stove. Now, unlike the campfires that once you put them down and use them, you know, they burn. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I think I screwed up because in order to be able to pick this fire pit up, I have to have my construction camera or my construction hammer. Yeah, that's right. I screwed up, which is not a problem. We'll just go back home and get it. I didn't think about that. I did not think about that. So we'll just run home real quick. Pick up our construction hammer. And then we'll come back and we'll get our stove. Not a problem. Excuse me. Not a problem. Maybe I'll build a second construction. Which way is it to home now? Okay, so we're actually a little bit further away from home. Home's that way. Yeah, if you look at it, those trees over there look different than over here. There's a road too, so there's probably a slight change. There's a road. I may have walked myself into a problem. I think it did.
Oh yeah, that was good.
The coal and iron ore. A lot of things use them, and so that's why you'll see me run past some of the others without stopping to get them. But pretty much every one of them. Coal and iron ores I'm stopping for. That circular rock arch over there, that's one of the few landmarks, you know, that's unique and doesn't seem to repeat in this game. It's kind of hard to navigate by just looking at stuff, which is why building a little compass thing is a good idea. It helps you get back to where you you know. So that was a headshot. Thank you. Those deer are pretty tough. They're like goats, but they got horns, so they call them deer goats. If you just put an arrow in them, they'll charge you. Here I am, home again. Alrighty. So we've got 27 of the iron ores. 39 coal. Let's go ahead and light that sucker up. I will tell you, when I was using this to try to do iron ore, it would get way too hot inside of my place, and you'd risk heat stroke. So one of the benefits of the blast furnace is not only does it convert the ores into metal quicker, but it contains the heat, and so it doesn't spill out into your living environment, which I guess is bad if you're trying to use something as a heat source. That bark is supposed to turn into ash. What I notice is it seems like if the bark goes in my cabinet, I come back and there's nothing there. So I'm unclear on the role of bark. I know what ash is used for, but I'm not sure what. See, and it's not really turning into. Oh, there it goes. It just did. Okay, here we go. So now we've got some ash. Okay. Let's go back and check on our blast furnace here. So you can see 14 have been created. 13 of the ore remain. Still have 38 for the charcoal. Okay. What did I say? I said I wanted to get my construction hammer, but I wanted to build another one. So let's go to Tools, Construction Hammer. It takes 5, 20, a leather. Okay, so I've got 15. I've got more than enough leather. So we top that up, put this in there. We put that in there and we craft. Now I have a second construction hammer, which is good. And as soon as these last two processes, we'll cut off our blast furnace. It's a blast man. All right. Go back over here, put our coal on top of that coal, put this flint on top of that. We're stacking so that we don't use up a whole bunch of slots needlessly. Iron bars. Was an email from a friend of mine telling me that the person that Wired magazine wrote an article believing to be the founder of Bitcoin's home was raided in Australia. However, I already knew that because that's one of the news topics I keep up with, anything related to Bitcoin. So I knew that already. But it's good to have friends that will email you and share stories with you sometimes. Often, in fact, I'll hear about it first because one of my friends sees something and let me know. But I need to get that notification not to show up on my screens. Okay. So here's my construction hammer. second construction hammer. Good. Good. Let's eat this steak. Seems like
Oh yeah, that was good.
Go faster then. All right. Let's start our quest again. So can we find where I left that camp grill? Yes, I could have built one and carried it with me, but then I would have had to carry that stuff. So I'm taking a risk here that I will find. Okay, so that's the salt flats, and so this is the direction we want to go. Oh, yes. Man, when you're a new spawn and you're about to starve to death, and all of a sudden you run across one of those oranges, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I'm trying to look around, make sure I don't run past it. Exactly. Has anyone seen my lost fire group? What is this? This is a base. So I can tell you exactly what happened here. Notice when I got my construction hammer out, you see how there's a line that goes down through this house, and this stuff is on one side of the line, and yeah. So what probably happened here is somebody they didn't have a fence. They didn't have a fence post in this half of their fort, right? In other words, their boundary post is on the other side of that line. And so I can't come up to this. Oh, I can, and knock in. So this is looting. And I apologize, but maybe you'll learn. Maybe they'll learn to build better bases. Okay. So I definitely need to fill up some
Oh yeah,
inventory.
that's good.
This is terrible. This is terrible. I didn't intend on raiding them. But oh, see, there's no the property stake. There's no, oh, somebody got in and killed their property stake. So, well, let's take this loot home. If you're watching this on stream, the important lesson is when you build your base, make sure everything in your base falls within the grid square that your ownership stake is in. Otherwise, with only one ownership stake, anything that falls outside that grid that you built, somebody else can come up with a construction hammer and knock it down. Okay? Second lesson, evidently somebody got in and they didn't have their ownership stake protected, and somebody destroyed that. So really, anybody could have walked up to that fort with a construction hammer and gotten in. Any of it. Because there was no longer an ownership stake. That is your lesson for the day. I kind of learned that halfway through building my fort. And I have come up to people in game that were in their fort and have kind of educated them on that. So, I didn't, like I said, I didn't set out to loot. I was going to go find stuff, but when it's there for the taking. That's kind of the way that this game works. To give you an example, I'll put my construction hammer on. We're back here at the Peace and Love compound. So you see, here's the line, and then here's a line, right? So I'm in this grid square, and none of my fort is in this square. And I'm in this grid square, right? And none of my fort is in this square. Somebody could put a post in here, and yes, they could build up and jump into, jump over onto my fort. That's true. But they couldn't put an ownership stake down and walk up and knock down my wall, right? Because my ownership stake is covering everything that's inside of, and you see, here's another boundary line. My ownership stake covers everything that's inside of this square. And you can see my building hasn't gone past. And I had built, and I had to do some, I had to knock some stuff down and redo it. And I put this over here to remind me where the boundary was. So as long as you only have one ownership stake, you need to make sure that all of your building stuff stays within that one square. And it's not a distance, it's not based on distance from the stake. That stake, even though mine's in here, that stake could be anywhere in the square, and it's going to do the whole square. See, there's my stake. The other thing is, you don't want people to be able to easily get to it, because if they come up to it, they could say, okay, let's deauthorize or let's knock down that stake. Now, that other fort could have been somebody who just decided to pull up and move their fort somewhere else. I doubt it, but it's possible. I doubt it. Wow. Okay, so let's go to my workbench first. I've got this, which is new. Didn't have that before. And I've got Sasquatch pelt, which I didn't have before. So let's look and see what things can I build. Okay, so here's the recipe that require those things. A titanium pickaxe would use 5 of this. So I could build that. A beacon, that's the thing that shows you back to your home base. Okay, let's look here. Wood, weak string, strong string, gasoline. Which they had gasoline in their blast furnace, which I had not thought about. I had not thought about it being a fuel. I thought about it being a fuel for your go-karts and stuff like that. But I had not thought about it being used for that. Concrete, I've got that. Ammo. So there's... Okay, so bullets bullets. Wait a minute. This is what, a hunting bow? That takes 5. But I've got the stuff. I could build a hunting bow. A bolt action rifle would be possible. It'd take a shit ton of shaped iron, but I could, if I don't have it, I could get enough for that. And that bolt action rifle might be key to might be the key to some other stuff. Okay, what else we got going on here? Yeah, none of these use. Wait a minute. Singlet. Oh, wait a minute. Gray. A gray winter jacket is 10 leather, 20 Sasquatch pelt, 20. But that gives 50 cold. So if I was going up north, that would be it. Gray winter jacket, but I don't have enough for these. It needs 20 Sasquatch pelts. Okay, here, machines, campfire, fire pit, storage locker. I've built all that. Blast furnace, I built that. Refrigerator, no. Drill. I really wish I had a drill, but I need 2 green and 2 blue. Where, from a weapon standpoint, the hunting bow was 5, and the bolt action was 50, so that's 55. I think that's going to be my is that going to be the thing? Wait a minute. Hunting bow. Yeah, I want to make a bolt action rifle. So it's, I've got let's see how much of the iron I've got. None in there. Okay. So there's a bolt action rifle. And the other one was hunting bow, which needed that. What's insufficient here? Hold on a second. Oh, I got to put this one up here. So now we've got an upgraded bow. Excuse me. Well, this wasn't the expedition that I had hoped it would be, but it sort of turned out the same. We got some more resources. We got some resources that we didn't have before. Unfortunately, as a result of looting, but it's not like I built dynamite and blew down the wall to that base. Still need to make some bullets. I don't want to put that. This goes in the other cabinet. This goes in the other cabinet. This will go in the other cabinet. I have my order that I like to put stuff in the cabinets. I like to have raw resources or resources for crafting in my first cabinet with everything stacked. I like to have my finished goods in my second cabinet. Still want to get my camp stove back.
Oh yeah, that was good. Oh yeah, that was good.
Where is my little lost camp stove? So you see, this is over by the waste salt flats, whatever you want to call them. So this is, again, you can see it's a transition between one biome to the next. Always keep punching until the boxes drop. They can act stunned, and then you'll stop punching, and then the boar will get another lick in and hurt yourself. If you keep punching, you don't damage what they dropped. There's where we just visited. there's some sort of something over there, which is where we're going. Just gonna swing down through here one time. This other base is actually fixable. If somebody put a boundary post inside of it, inside of, you know, the one part of it, and I can't find that camp stove. Shit. I need flint in order to be able to light a campfire.
yeah, that was good. Oh yeah, that was good.
Just trying to stay away from those boars. Don't want to take any damage. 1.3 kilometers. So essentially, my base is at my back. I believe that was one of them frozen steaks thawed out. It's gotta be. There's the aircraft carrier. There's one of them spitter things. Oh, there's a monster down there. We're going into places unknown here. I haven't fought one of the spitters yet, and I definitely haven't fought a Sasquatch or a Yeti yet. So, ideally, I'd like to see what's out here and live to get back to my base. Okay, so this is like the desert biome, and I was down in the more moderate one, the valley I think it's called. And then these are more of the pine trees and the hills. It looks like another cooked steak is, or another frozen steak is thawed out. Nice. sure where these other resources come from. There's a spitter up there. So I saw the sunstroke icon pop up briefly, and I just switched shirts to a shirt that offers better sun protection. And it popped up again. That's the hunger one.
Oh yeah, that was good.
There we go. I thought that was heat stroke, but that was hunger. Not really seeing different mineral deposits, so I'm not sure. Not sure where those are. I can tell you, if you were looking for rock or especially wood in the middle of the desert, you're in the wrong spot, brother. And okay, so now I'm over here. How far am I away from my home? 2.5 kilometers away from home. See this bluish tint. Okay. Now is this the same rock that I'm familiar with? Or is this something different? Is this still clay and limestone? Yeah, still clay and limestone. It just looks different because of the blue tint. Okay. health. Not seeing anything different up here. That's got to be more clay and limestone. Which at this point, and I do have a storage space open, but that's shit I would drop, to be honest with you. I got that back at home. Can't eat clay. I don't think I can craft anything, at least, you know, make fire pits and stuff out of the other stuff.
Oh yeah, that was good.
So I got one more steak. Then my food runs out. Oh, sun's going down. Let me do my shirt swap here. There's just not up here in the hills. There's just not like shit to this clay and limestone stuff. Now I'm getting glare off of my shirt. The lights, my shirt is glaring in my screen. Different kind of glare. I moved my setup around. I used to have light sources from outside to worry about. Now, it's bullshit. This one's cold and stone, right? Yeah, I got one with that. What is the chat? Options, controls. What is chat? Chat. Voice chat's V. Text chat is return. Okay. Let's do a direction check here. Which way is my base? Okay. 3 kilometers that way. So we've gone north. There's this kind of biome. And then there's like the north looking biome. Anyhow. Shake. Exactly. Anyhow. I have no food, so I should probably kill something when I see it. Food reasons. Wait a minute. This is something new. What am I being poisoned by? I have no idea why I'm being toxic. I have no idea why I was getting toxified. have no idea what that stone that was making me poisoned was, though. Water isn't part of this game. Okay. Looks like aloe.
Oh yeah, that was good. So you've got the cactuses, cacti, which are sunscreen. There's clearly some clothing or some kind of shit that you have to get close to some of these rocks, or else the fucking poison wrecks your ass. See, there's a low slung rock over there. Okay. What's this bigger ass mound? You gotta have something special to fucking hit it. I guess. The low slung rocks make you sick and you can't harvest the high ones. Fuck. I have no idea what the fuck was radiating my ass. No idea. They just got these flat little rocks that poison your ass, and these big rocks that my pickaxe can't harvest. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Ooh, that's where you get feathers. Huh. Fucking spear. Ugh.
Oh yeah, that was good. It just didn't do anything. It's like, fuck you, Ed. Your shit ain't doing nothing to me. I see, here's one of them flat ass rocks.
you. Your pick ain't gonna do shit to me either. Four kilometers. I just, at this point, I have no idea. I'm missing some vital tools and missing some clothing protection to be able to harvest this stuff and not get poisoned. So I need a different biome than the desert, I think. Switch shirts back to my warmer shirt. This is iron ore and stones and iron ore. Yeah. So when I stop playing and I go to look at the wiki, that'll be some things I want to look and search the Hurtworld wiki to see what protects you against the radiation that comes out of, oh, this road ends. The radiation that protects you out of the little squat green and gray rocks, and also the what harvests these larger rocks. Definitely want to check it. See. Is this clay and limestone? Food. My fingers are getting cracked too. I've been playing for about 2 hours, a little bit over 2 hours. Check my durations. Oh, see, I keep getting turned around. Okay. You know what? I think I'm going to call it here because my fingers hurt, although I do want to go just a little bit further. There's just a whole lot of nothing out here. Over 5 kilometers back that way is my home. Get some food. Nice. Please drop some food. I don't need leather, I need food, bitch. I'm gonna be eating suntan lotion. Yeah. Oh, I do have some seeds. Mistake. Nice. This looks like a change. Change in biomes. Oh shit. That was rads. So that's clearly a winner. biome. But it's radioactive over there. Radioactive. Be distracted. Can we lose tonight? Some radioactive. Radioactive. Gotta get some food. Gotta get some food. That's one that I'm not right. It's not ready yet. Concentrate. Okay. Yeah, the desert was a pretty suck-ass place. Other than fighting the spitter for the first time, I don't really feel like my journey was worth. All this northern area is radiating like this. I don't think I've run across anything that gives rad protection that I could craft. Yeah, that's it. Warmer, okay. I've been in this biome before, and I don't recall seeing much of anything special in it. Short of that Sasquatch. It was just these kind of trees, limestones. There's one of them sick rocks. Aha. There we go. There's a stupid deer down there. A raw steak is exactly what where'd it go? I don't see a raw steak. Oh man. There we go. Now, is this a sick rock? No. Nice. So what can I do with that? I can drop coal. So that flat rock with the orange looking flecks is actually something that I can harvest. I have a workbench. Okay. So this is out at the edge of the winter biome. I built a fire to stay warm. I found a rock that I could harvest. It gives me titanium ore. So that's probably the highlight of this this expedition so far. There's a deer. Let's go kill a deer. We'll get some steak out of this. Motherfucker. Exactly. Pick up leather. Animal tendon. Didn't drop a steak, son of a bitch. Get back to the fire before we freeze to death. And I got my warm clothes on. Got my warm shirt, boots, pants, hat on. Planted some oranges over there. We're kind of waiting on them to grow. We'll chop some wood. But yeah, it gets cold at nighttime, depending upon where you are. Where I live, down in the closer to the spawn area, with clothes on, you can stay out all night and not get cold. When you're a spawn, you need a fire. But once you have the ability to make clothes, you can stay out all night. But up here, I'm right on, like I said, I'm on the edge of this northern biome, and I left to try to get some resources I don't have at home. And as a result of that, I'm having to build fires to stay warm at night. This is Hurtworld. It's a survival game. It's sort of like Rust. It came out last week. I think December 4th, maybe. And I'm kind of playing it while I'm taking a little bit of break from Fallout 4. I really was into Fallout 4. I still am. But wanted to play something different for a while. Put a bunch of coal in here. There we go. I got my coal out of the fire. The fire will go out here in a minute. And when it goes out for good. So maybe I ought to put some coal back in there. I'll wait till I'm sure the night's over with and I won't freeze again. Let's go check our oranges out. Okay, so we'll be back to our fire again. So that'll keep us from starving to death. The fire will keep us from freezing to death. Yeah, once the fire goes out here, you have to build a campfire again. You can't. It doesn't hang around. You have to recraft it. So there is a reason. There is a benefit to keeping the fuel in it. Now, there's a cooking pit thing that you can buy. Yeah, see, I'm going to run out of slots here. I'm going to pick something to throw down. The ashes are probably worth the least. So we'll throw the ashes down to free up a slot. Because I need 2 slots.
Oh yeah, that was good.
And there's the ash. Now I don't have a slot to carry any more of these oranges. They don't stack. And if I went over there to kill that animal and I got a steak off of it, I wouldn't get anything. So I'm looking for something that I don't mind throwing down. Definitely not that. That's the rarest I've got. That's fairly uncommon. I'm not making concrete. I can throw limestone down and clay as well. Nice. Yeah. Nice. So I got an empty slot now. Clay, limestone, probably ash. No, I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that slot open. In fact, I'll just gather another orange into that slot. Okay, so let's go. Let's see if we can. I didn't really want to do that. Come on, buddy. I missed his head. That's why I got a little bit of damage. Oh, see, I don't have a slot for the steak. What I really want to do is mine some more of those rocks. That's what I really want to do. I always use more wood. And, you know, you can walk along with the sword at the ready in case one of these animals charges you or something you don't see happens. If I'm around where there's a bunch of rabbits that I can kill with an arrow, one shot, sometimes I'll walk around with the arrow or the bow and arrow as my ready weapon. But for these things, unless you hit them in the head, one arrow shot is only going to bring them into you. So that's why I'm walking around with the spear. Now you can switch R. You can hold the spear here and throw the spear and retrieve it, or you can keep it down low as a stabbing spear. The arrows. Oh, look at that! There's a Sasquatch over there. You see him? There he is. I think he'd wreck my shit. If I was here with another player and we could alternate attacking the Sasquatch, where he switches his attack focus, so somebody shoots him with an arrow, he goes after them while he's after them. You nail him with a couple arrows, he switches off. You can kind of double team, which is you're going to be doubling the damage, and you're going to keep him from like chasing you down and focusing his attack all on one person. Right now, the way I am with just a spear and like regular hunting arrows, no gun, I think honestly, I think he'd wreck my shit. So I'm not going to engage with that Sasquatch, if you don't mind. Okay, 2.5 kilometers back to my house. Just one of the flat rocks over here. Yes. There were some out in the desert that had like green highlights, and not only could I not harvest them with my pickaxe, but they would poison me. They'd make you sick when you got near them. So I'll have to read up on what you use to harvest them. It's just black spots right here. Oh, that's a boar. Which, if I needed food, would be okay, but I'm doing pretty good here. In fact, let me eat an orange. And the boar's after me. Raw steak, animal fat and leather. And there you go. I don't know what happens when I'm out here exploring, and if I just quit, you know, and come back later, does it restore me here, and do I have all my loot? I don't know. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Pretty sure these are the ones that I planted earlier. This is back where I had my campfire. Which way is home? Home is that way. So I'm going to start trekking home because, quite honestly, I'm getting tired. Getting tired of playing this game. Need to do some stuff around the house. So it's probably going to take 30 minutes or more for me to get back home. So, to my base in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and start going that way. What you see me using is a beacon, it's called in the game. It's a tool, and it'll point the way to your ownership poles. So I only have one, Peace and Love is the name, and this beacon will guide me back. Which I gotta say, it's pretty much essential for this game because let me get on my sun shirt. It's pretty much essential for this game because the way the scenery kind of all looks the same, it's really easy to get lost. And I find myself going around in circles anyway. So. Got to cross this desert biome to get back to the place where I live. Since I really don't have storage slots for food, and I don't want to take damage, I'm gonna try to bypass these boars. Boars aren't really as much of they aren't really as much of a threat as the I'm going to leave this this steak simply because I don't need it. They aren't really as much of a threat as the spitter things are, like the dinosaurs that spit acid at you.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Let me switch to my warm shirt. Drag this down here. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm looking where the animals are, and I'm just kind of splitting the distance and going between them. Like I said, I'm focused on getting home with all my loot, my discoveries. I've got limited slots, so I'm not looking to get into fights with the animals. Unlike Fallout 4, where you gain XP for getting into fights, as long as you're set on leather and bones and raw steaks and whatever the resources the animal drops, and you don't have space to carry more, then it almost makes sense to being a little bit strategic about things. So you can see there was this desert biome, and those different colored rocks and trees, and there's a slightly different one ahead. So the resources vary, and like I had said, I've got a couple days worth of gameplay in, and the area where you spawn is relatively threat-free, and I was able to build the basic tools and the basic base using all the resources that are there. But then I got to the point where there were things I saw that I could craft, but I lacked the resources because those resources weren't found in a close, proximate to my base area. I kind of stayed between 1 and 2 kilometers away. And so on this adventure, I got up to 5 kilometers away and crossed into some new biomes. So that was what I want. That's kind of what I hope to accomplish. So if we get all the way back to the base safely and store our loot, then I'm gonna have this will be a wonderful day.
Oh yeah, that was good.
And so what I'm doing is I'm just simply moving a food item down to the quick access bar, and whenever I notice hunger show up, I'm going ahead and eating it. Not that you can't be hungry for a while and it gradually counts down, but I'm doing this so that I may have an empty slot before I get back home and have a chance to pick up one more different resource. And we're less than a kilometer away from home, my home base now. No, this isn't as exciting and action-packed as other games, but if you've enjoyed watching the play, that's great. It's available on Steam as an early release alpha game. So again, this is a game that's in alpha status. I believe it was 20% off in this in the Steam store. Arrows drop a little bit, so you compensate for that when you shoot them. Just went over. Damn it. Or I've liked the game. I can't say that. Yeah, there's a lot of these little animals over here, close to where I live. One of the reasons I built my base over here. These little ones, they don't really drop steaks nearly as much as the bigger ones, so they're good for leather for clothes and tendons for making string. But as far as eating, you really need to plant some oranges and have them as a backup supply. You see, that was funky. That one didn't drop. Didn't drop the boxes of the resources. Don't be surprised if we see a couple boxes laying around up here. Nowhere close to and like this one right here. Exactly. So sometimes that happens. Oh, storage full. What was oh, raw steak. So I need to eat this steak here. Steaks won't stack. And then pick up that one. There we go. We're almost home. And look at that, my base is still here. Wonderful. Combination of concrete, stone, and wood. Still working on it. I might not shoot you if you're just going to stand there. Where are the boxes? Where's my loot? Here they are. And here's my little oranges. I'm going to plant some more out here. Now these are outside of my area. So somebody walking past could easily, you know, come up and harvest them. you know, that wouldn't be terrible if you need them. If you're starving. Get some seeds, plant some to replace them. That wouldn't be terrible. I've got more seeds inside. Nice. All right. So back in my base, let's go to here. Let's put some coal in. Let's put this wonderful ore in. And let's light this up. Let that work while we store stuff over here. Let me store that. Let me store these. Because those things, these are things that are already made. Let me go into this locker where my materials get stored. And let me put this stuff in. So you can see a lot of things will only stack to 255. And then after that, they start consuming another storage slot. These lockers are something that you build. Arrows, for whatever reason, only stack to 50. Our steaks. Let's cook our steaks. Wonderful. Let's go back over here. What temperature is this? Oh, it smelts at 1200 degrees. Hold on a second. I'm not using the right fuel. See, it says can be smelted at 1200 degrees. What do I have that burns at 1200 degrees? Gasoline burns at 900. Wonder if this will work. Can we put this in? Is this what I have to do? Yes. Now, we're cooking with gas. And so there's another reason to craft gasoline besides putting it in cars and go-karts that you can build when you find stuff in the road. And that is, oh my goodness, I'm on a heat stroke here in a minute. Oh, I burned both my steak into ashes. Did you see that? Oh no. I'm a bad chef. I'm a bad chef. Luckily, there are things you can craft with ashes as well. Okay, so we burned some gas. We got our 20 of this. Now we put coal in, and we'll do these because they burn at a different temperature. Or smelt. Smelt is probably what I should say. Okay. So now we got those two. And so I'll go back over to my cabinets. And we'll put those two on top of this. We'll put these on top of that. And we can stack that. And stack that. And put that in there. We have extra spots for those things, which we've got ash in the other one. Okay. Alrighty. So that's going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect. That's Hurtworld. I hope you enjoyed it. My name, streamer tag, Ed Wired. I usually try to do something in the morning, East Coast, U.S. time, and I'm usually on probably later on during the day. Just depends on what kind of things I need to get done around the house. Talk to you later. See you.